Okay, today's lesson, which we're doing asynchronously because I have some personal business I need to take care of, we're going to be doing factoring polynomials 2. Up with the one pager, let's click on third period. Okay. Again, this is not going to be perfect, but it'll get the job done. Okay. I'll be happy to clear things up next week. Next week is a review week. So that's all we'll need to do there. All right, looks like I'm having some internet issues, but I think it's going to catch up. Okay. It is sure going slow. All right, so you go to factoring polynomials 2. That's the lesson. Whew, this thing is taking forever. It normally doesn't take this long, but it's close to the afternoon, so I hope this video plays. You can fast, okay. All right, here we go. I'm gonna go ahead and expand this. Okay, so you can, if you want to try this yourself first, this is based upon what we did yesterday. This is where you will pause the video and try it yourself. Okay, all right. So let's see what the solution is. Okay, factor completely ax cubed plus minus ax plus bx cubed minus 8b. Okay, I'm just going to go ahead and copy this over. Let's see, it's always good to. I actually hadn't used my Desmos tools in a while, so this will be a nice little refresher for me. Okay, I want to make this a little larger. Okay, of course you are perfectly fine if you want to do this in paper and pencil. That is okay with me. All right, but this will make me go a little slower, and that some of you might appreciate that. I tend to go fast on a new whiteboard. Okay, so first thing you want to do is you want to always group this in twos. So let's look at these first two. What do ax cubed minus ax have in common? You should notice that they both have a's. So I'm going to factor that a out. And that's going to leave me with an x cubed, that's going to be left, minus 8. Okay, let's look at the next two terms, bx cubed minus 8b. You see they both have a b in them. So I'm going to put a plus, and I'm going to take the b out, and there's an x cubed left, and there's a minus 8. Sorry, take this watch off. It's making a lot of noise. Okay. The next thing you do after factoring out, what we just did was factored out the GCF. So what did we do first? First thing we did was we grouped in twos. We did that first. The second thing we did was we factored GCF. Okay, that's what we did. Then the next thing we're going to do is we're going to rewrite with the distributive property, which I'm going to, all right. So we look at what they have in common. They both have their x cubed minus 8. So that's our common factor. I'm going to write it first. Actually, all I'm going to do is just copy and paste it. And whenever you do copy and pasting, it's best to use the math box. Okay? And then the other, what is left? I got an A plus B left over. Now, let's see what we have. We got A plus B, that's a linear expression. That can't be factored. That's done. but you look at x cubed minus 8. That is a difference of cubes. And we learned from yesterday's lesson, which you'll probably need to review if you don't remember how to do this, is we can rewrite that as x minus 2 times, I'm using a formula. I have it memorized, but you don't have to memorize. Remember, it'll be x squared, should be a plus. We got 2 times x, okay? And then we got plus 4. The 4 came from the 2 squared. So all that is x cubed minus 8. And since we're multiplying that by a times a plus b, sorry, what we've just done is completely factored. We have completely factored this expression. And just to be fair, most of the time we won't write it like that. We'll put the binomials out front and the trinomial last. We learned from yesterday that, of course, you cannot factor x squared plus 2x plus 4. Or anytime you have a difference of cubes, that this part, this trinomial part, you can't factor it. Okay, so that's the warm-up question. All right, let's keep on moving now. All right, so for this section, you should watch the McLogan video. See how he uses synthetic division in order to find all the factors of the polynomial function. Okay, he doesn't really explain the factoring part because that's just X method, but I will in the example that I do. Okay, but watch the video. So in this problem, here's a problem that I'll do the same thing. So I'm going to use synthetic division here in order to find all the factors of this third degree polynomial. So let's go ahead and copy it. Let's go in the math box and let's paste it. I'm going to leave my box small this time. Okay. All right. So if I'm going to use synthetic division on this, then I'm going to need I need a 1 for the divisor. So I'm going to take a 1 and I'm going to move that right here. And my factors, my coefficients are for the x squared, x cubed, I got a 1. I got a -6. Then I got a positive 11. I'm going to move these in place later. And then I have a -6 or a -6. Let's move these into place. You know, I could have done this on paper and pencil too. I just thought about that. But this will slow me down. Okay. I just don't want everything on top of each other like that. Okay. All right. So now let's finish the synthetic division. Okay. You know the steps. All right. Bring down a 1. Okay. Multiply times the divisor. 1 times 1 or R. 1 times 1 is 1. Put that underneath the -6. Add. -6 plus 1 is -5. 1 times -5 is also -5. Notice that I'm doing all of this in the math box. For those of you that use the decimals tools. 11 minus 5 is 6. And actually 6 is in the right place. Now 1 times 6 is 6. And 6 plus -6 is 0. So that means what they told me was right. We said that x minus 1 was a factor. That means it shouldn't be any remainder when you divide by x minus 1, which is what we did. All right. Now, what's more important, of course, we expected that. But what's more important is the polynomial that we got left. We know that the 1 corresponds to x squared. We know that that negative 5 corresponds to negative 5x. And we know that that 6 is the same as 6. And there's no remainder, so here is our other factor. So look what we got. So if we factor this, we will have all the other factors of this polynomial. And we can factor it with the x method. Keep in mind here that for this polynomial, a is equal to 1. B is equal to, and I'm just going to, a is equal to 1 here. B is equal to negative 5. And C is equal to 6. So what I'm looking for is AC goes here. So 6 times 1 goes here. That's AC. B goes here, which is negative 5. And I'm looking for two numbers that multiply together to give you 6, but they add together to give you negative 5. Negative 5. They negative 6, but they multiply together to give you 6. Positive 6. And what comes to mind here is since they give me a positive and they multiply together, that means they got to both be negative. So I'm looking at negative 2, and I meant negative 2, and negative 3. So yeah, check and you'll see that that is true. If you add them, you get negative 5. If you multiply them, you get positive 6. So that means our factors are, and that's it. That's basically what the problem is. We can factor this polynomial here as x minus 3. I'll make it x minus 2 times x minus 3. That's as long as I use a 2 and a 3. And so these are the other factors that we've been searching for. So find the other factors of this polynomial given x minus 1 is a factor. These are they. So what this means that if we want to completely factor this polynomial, then that means this polynomial is equal to x minus 1 times x minus 2 times x minus 3. And they gave us x minus 1. We found the rest of them, the rest of the factors. All right, that's the example T1. Okay, all right. I would like for you guys to do is make sure that you're able to find, since we know all the factors of this polynomial, we know this, then you should be able to figure out what the answer to this problem is. Because I want you to notice, read the problem very closely and compare it with T1 and you'll notice something. Okay? And you should be able to divide this polynomial by x minus 2 and still get the same result that I got in this one. Okay? So that's for you to practice on. Now, here's a problem that you're going to that I'm going to be checking. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So you're going to do all of those. Some of those are like what we did yesterday, and some of them are or just integration, not integration. Some of them are just group factoring. Okay, all right. So I'm going to do number 3 because number 2 is number 4 is a lot like number 3. So I'm going to do number 3, and I'm going to do it 2 ways. You decide which way you like. Okay, and once I've done that, basically this video is over. You just do problems 1 through 9. Of course, I've already done number 3 for you. So The reason, first of all, I'm gonna do it with synthetic division. I'm gonna do it with regular division first. Okay. There's a reason why we can't do synthetic division on it because of that 3. We knew that when we do synthetic division, you have to have x minus something. Well, here I got a 3x. So if we're going to do synthetic division on this, then what you have to do is divide everything by 3. Okay. As a matter of fact, I think that's all I'm going to show you just how to do it, just to keep the video short. I'm just going to show you how to do it with synthetic division. And if you want to see it with long division, I'll make that a separate video later. Okay. So yeah, I just made that decision because this video is running 15 minutes and I don't want it to be much longer than that. So in order to do this synthetically, because of that 3, we're going to have to divide everything by 3. So look what we get. So I'm going to take that 3x. I'm going to make a fraction here just so you can see what I'm doing. I'm going to take 3x minus 2 and I'm going to divide that by 3. And what that gives me is, oops, when I do that, that's going to give me that x's are going to cancel out. The x is going to, the 3's are going to cancel out. It's going to give me x minus 2/3. So that means my r value is going to be 2/3. And I also can't stop there. I also have to divide all my coefficients as well. So my coefficients as they stand right now are 6, -19, x, not x, sorry, coefficient. Oh boy, I'm screwing up there. 1 and then 6. Now, I had to divide r by 3, so I have to divide all of these by 3. So let me go ahead and put my r value right here, 2/3. All right. I got to divide all of these by 3. So I'm going to get 6 divided by 3. -19 divided by 3. I'm going to do 1 divided by 3. And I'm going to do 6 divided by 3. But the great thing about that is that 6 over 3 is just 2. So instead of doing with 6 over 3, I'm just going to just simply make this 2. And I'm going to make this 6 over 3, 2. Now I'm ready to divide synthetically. So synthetic division works even with fractions. That's basically what I'm trying to tell you. So let me go ahead and set up my little box for my divisor. Let me draw my line down. And let's get to work. Drop the 2. Okay. All right. 2/3 times 2. And of course, you can use your calculator here if you don't know what 2/3 times 2 is. You can always go 2/3 times 2. And it is, and if I change that to a fraction, it'll be 4/3. So I'm going to put a 4/3 right here. All right. So now I got 19/3 minus 4/3, you know, which you could probably do in your head. But if you want to do it over here, it's a negative 19/3. And I want to add 4/3 because we're adding. And you'll see that that is actually just equal to -5. Because you'll get a -15 over 3, which is just -5. So now the next thing I need to do is 2/3 times -5. So let's do 2/3. See how I'm using my calculator here? And I need my times here. See, I got to move my video over. Times 5. And that gives me a 10/3. And it's a -5. So I need to make sure that's a -5. That's going to give me a -10/3. I wonder if I can copy and paste that. No, I can't. But I might as well just go -10/3. All right. Okay. Now, 1/3 minus -10/3 is, I'm just not in the 1/3 minus, I'm just going 1/3 plus, we're adding a -10/3. It's just a -3. Okay. And now finally, we just need to multiply 2/3 times -3. So 2/3 times -3 is just -2. And so 2 plus -2 is 0, which we hoped it would be. So the only difference with using synthetic division is that you got to divide everything by whatever is in front of x. If you do that, you get a bunch of fractions, but it'll still work out. Okay? And you can, again, just use a calculator if you don't know how to do the fraction stuff. Okay? All right. Now, the next thing we got to do is let's convert this. This gives us the polynomial 2x squared, there are no missing terms, minus 5x minus 3. So if we can factor this, then we'll know which one of these matches that. We'll have our other factors. So I'm just going to do this x method. See, something that I can't do it there, so I'm just going to have to do it in this little space right here. Okay? So for AC, I got 2 times -3, so I need a -6. And for we know what B is. B is -5. And two numbers that multiply together give me -6, but they add together give me +5. -5 is going to be a -6 and 1. If you add them, you get -5. If you multiply them, you get -6. So we're almost there. There's only one other thing we got to take care of. Notice that A is equal to 2. So when A is equal to 2, you have to divide this result by 2. So one of these reduces. -6/2 is just 3. So this just ends up being a 3 here. 1/2 does not reduce, but if we take our answer right now, our factors would be x plus 3, and let's see, was that one of these was negative? Let's see. Yeah, one of these. Well, let's see. And then I had 2. Now we got x plus 1/2. Now at some point I did drop a negative somewhere. Let's see. I had two numbers that multiply together give us -6, but they add together give us -5. So I'm pretty sure that this 3, yeah, this was a -3. This would have to been a -3. So this had to be a -3, -3. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. We're almost done there. We need to simplify this part. In order to get this to look right, to get rid of fraction, we multiply this second one by 2. And when we do that, we're going to get 2x plus 1. Why did I put a 2? I do not know. So All right, so these are our other two factors. So which one of these does this match up with? It looks like it is this one. Okay, and that's it. All right, so that's basically the lesson. Right at 25 minutes, that gives you, again, this is asynchronously. So what I want you guys to do again is I want you to do problems 1 through 9. This is problem number 3. So do 1 through 9. Okay? There is no quizzes. This is what I'm looking at. Okay? So problems 1 through 9. And of course, if you got questions, you can always hit me up in Google Classroom. All right? Have a wonderful day.